But oh shit. Yeah, sure, fuck it. I'll wear. All right. Just gonna here. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So,
Hey, Briggy. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looked annoyed to be here. Tabitha, you make direct eye contact, straightening your back and extend your right arm. She holds out her hand limply in response. You grip it and squeeze, shaking once. Very professional. Tabitha's lip curls in disgust. She pulls her hand back quickly, covertly wiping it on her dress as she turns towards the car. Come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW, parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue option labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Oh, I guess I don't. Oh, I could just remain silent and go. We've never remained. I can remain silent and we just head up. How are you holding up? Fine. Okay, what? You know you can talk to me, right? I know we only just met, but you know I went through something similar with my own mom. So if you ever need to vent or... I'm good. So, the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know the stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig the hole. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. You can feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Plan and the old Scarlets. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. You sound like her right now, my mother. She hated the sight of the family so much. We don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose. She's the one who left. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? Your cousin turns to stare at you, and I see hatred in her eyes. Maybe this would have worked to ease the tension if she were someone else, but she isn't. She turns back to the road, her expression cold and unforgiving. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road.
We're here. Good.
And here it is. The Scarlett Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to crammed apartments. Someone used to crammed apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded mystery you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that you should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Oh, you're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold into the foyer. Everything in this room has been for much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak with their hinges, and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else. If you value your limbs, the floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags for here for the time being. Let's see. Oh man, this place is huge. Can't wait to unwind. Yes, this estate is quite large, but I'd be careful about unwinding too much. You don't want to wander off somewhere you shouldn't. You might get some nasty splinters. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through the long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Jeannie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. As Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows and the overgrown garden outside. Dread and anxiety grip your lungs, and you can almost feel the ground beneath you start to slip. This place is a step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Oh my god. There's so much here. This place isn't safe. And I don't mean that in the sense of being perched on a literal cliff. Something is wrong here. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know that there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and warm, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. Awesome. I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? Oh my god. That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. I might want to eat something other than PBJ this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yes, there's a general store. There's also a diner. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. General store? How folksy. It is? Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. General store just describes what it is. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Ah! Fuck! Before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you, hard, and hisses violently. Tabitha sighs. As you've now learned, you should not pet Frofro. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show, it's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. Oh! Ah! Ah! Yummy. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I didn't do a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. An unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No, people have died here. In here. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up. But you can use the dresser. It should be empty. There's a lot of boxes and stuff lying around here. I could help you move things around and fix the place up. Look, I appreciate the offer, but Jenny already comes in once a week. It's fine. I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. Who used to sleep here? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. This is great. Way nicer than what I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom, or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. I also decided on foyer, not foyer, because they're fancy. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip. Some dialogue options will be open to additional conversation paths. Some right away, others down the line. Hey, did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like I spat in your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Okay, I'm sorry. I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been an acceptable guest. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine. Same as every Scarlett who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Can I come watch? What? No! The mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Damn, I can't believe you're only in your 20s and already running a coal mine. Talk about hashtag girl boss. Don't patronize me. I know you have nothing to your name, Briggy. Man, fuck you. Any other inane questions before I leave? Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You in the sprawling, decrepit estate. Well, you know me. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. Alright. The only thing you've had to eat in the past 8 hours were those boiled peanuts you got from the strange young man on the bus. Suffice it to say, you're still hungry. And a PB&J sounds like exactly what you need to take the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of this place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. God. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped on the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge, and you feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly. Carefully checking its expiration date, you breathe a sigh of relief and you realize it's recent. This is either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. You pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen the brand before. Staying away from the mac and cheese is one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. You put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great. One step closer to a satisfying snack. The king of nut butters. And only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. The only thing you need now are a plate and a knife. You close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. You grab a plate and a butter knife. This is the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. You close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you've successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, protein rates. A job well done. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. The garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? You wander further out into the garden. It's quiet here. Alright, nothing to do here. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. You drag the suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. A possum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. Oh, pardon me. You gently close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the opossum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next, it's empty. A good place, as you'll find, to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you're better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you've barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago. So that's not really a surprise. Maybe you can ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlett the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, and carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you would definitely do that. Just not right now. You immediately collapse into the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything between them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Now that you've settled in, there's not much for you left to do other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop. Especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the state between the two of you clean and bury some of that tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as the guy on the bus calls it, had probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of a Yellick country town. But its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Gretchen, come back! Well, sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Hi, I'm Briggy. And I'm Stella. Pleased to meet you. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of cool folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlett funeral? Yep. I just got into town today. Wow. I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? I haven't seen her since Perlinane passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. I'm sorry, did I hear you right? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. She's in conflict with herself. Whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. I hope you mean that metaphorically. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges. But most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Quite a long time. The town's really small, so everyone knows everyone else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close, and we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was a little more prickly. Oh, she was more than a little prickly. But I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way back to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting dine of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Hey everyone, I'm Briggy, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance is a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is. And with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey, Stella. I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Oh. Yes. Get that bacon. Anything for you? Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm just trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. I should be right after the funeral too, so it'd be a special occasion. Sounds neat. Maybe I'll check some of these things out. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? I'd love to hit some good hiking trails after being cooked up on a bus for so long. These legs gotta move. Oh? My job actually has me running around the woods pretty often, so if you ever need a guide. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Oh, you didn't have to do that. It looks great. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth, as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, Stella mentioned she's famous. Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. What's your channel name? What kind of content you do? You a gamer? I can tell you're probably not a gamer, I'm not gonna lie. You and everybody else. Man, fuck off. Cool. What kind of videos you do? She hunts cryptics. Should really check out her channel, Briggy. It's amazing. I think the best video to start would be the river one. Not the lake, but, you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah? The Catawba River Runner? I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. Two Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd at least be twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was. I'm the one who saw the thing with my own two eyes. Whatever it is, I bet I could take it. Oh. Damn, you think so? Some of the folks in the comments thought it was a mountain lion. Yeah, I bet he can take on a mountain lion. Those things are barely bigger than house cats. But that's besides the point, because it's not a mountain lion. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in a river like this. They're not fans of water. And it's too short to be a mountain lion. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries are missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it'll forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We won't have to camp anywhere. Gonna go after the... Wait! No spoilers! Whoops. Sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Heck yeah, Skunk Ape is hilarious. Saw a docu-special on it once. Stinky Bigfoot. Right? Should be a pretty fun video. It's hard to be serious when you're talking about something that famous for smelling bad. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida. While I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. What do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing. Heck yeah. I've been hoping you'd ask since the moment I heard cryptics. I live for the thrill. Yes, I pegged you for a good adventuring buddy the second I saw you. Glad to see I made the right call. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese, running through the woods, flipping over rocks, and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible. We had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we can get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. You mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Aw, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask you if you wanted to come out in the woods tonight. I met someone cool in town today. He's Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man. That sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring him. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, gosh, 10 years or so. But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well. It's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometimes this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. You reach into your pockets and pull out a single crumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. Yep, spooky Sunday. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on this strange feeling. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record. Since last year, at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptics? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. Never had much luck, though. Especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old, abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptics. I want to believe in ghosts so bad. And I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there. But if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves, I kind of lump in with cryptics. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals. But werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptic. As for demons, I don't know. Honestly, don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist. Because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's all hope all that's just bunk, am I right? What do you think about aliens? Don't even get me started! Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptics. You don't see me haunting aliens out there because we know they're real. We're not alone out here, but everything is cut from the same cloth. Well, you've gotta meet my friend Kanika's mom. You two would get along. Has anything bad ever happened on one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. Pardon, sorry. But he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though, I guess there was also that time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of Wampus cats. But I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the Wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears. Lassie, she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense. But a few tomato juice baths later and I was right as rain. So it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was the time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here? Other than anything cryptic related, of course. Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. But I think most people know about it these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it. So I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Oh, Tetanus Lake! That's definitely the weirdest. It's a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage, with grass and trees growing on it so you can barely tell it was there until you stepped in it. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up your shots if you want to mess around in there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. I'm sorry, did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe here? You know, I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well. And these trails are a way off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of either. The worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. But hey, there's no point worrying about whatever bad stuff might happen to us. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but if we're as prepared as we can be... But we're as prepared as can be. I even carry bear mace. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? It's not like being anxious ever stops anything bad from happening. In my experience, all it does is make the bad things worse. The only thing you can do is tell yourself, this has happened. There's no going back to before this bad thing happened, and then you work on making things better. Anyway, all this to say, we're good. Don't worry. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen. You old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Oh, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. Thought you were some creature of darkness? Nah, girlie. Just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. You aren't... Is that... Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of you head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with cameras scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put the damn camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I can help out. I'm pretty good at track. You know, I learned it from the best. That you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods and not yelling about chungabungus or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose any more than that. So sorry to hear that. But, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now, see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. These sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course, you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sightseeing since the 90s. And even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTubes saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-aged Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed. Yet Appalachian cougars are some far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names. Just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anyone on you. I just don't think it's possible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pool at your stomach, and you glimpse brief flashes of something terrible to come. Whatever it is, the four of you are bound to meet it, and it will change you forever. Your focus is drawn back to your physical form, and the feeling subsides, at least a little. Perhaps the worst of this terrible thing, whatever it is, isn't yet set in stone. I kind of like mystical more than powerful. There's something waiting for us deeper in the woods. Yeah, I know. I'm hunting it. What if it's not a mountain lion, though? What if it's... Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now, going about ghouls and goblins, using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well have this big all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor. And who knows what that means for my career. Let's just go, Stella. He's the one with the gun, after all. Okay, fine. You won this time, Duke. That's right. And y'all run home and stay out of trouble. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. Lead the way? And trust me, won't have anything to worry about from old Duke or his shotgun. I've gone out hunting with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Briggy, and I find ourselves on the high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, the possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, Stay searching, Stellars. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but the feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. Though what exactly is wrong in these woods still eludes you. There's something wrong in the air. It feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No. Something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble. And I feel A-okay. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a large, percussive snort. Get behind me! Quick! You don't have to jump in to protect me. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn out the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Then it's gone. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato. And they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. Not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. There's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptic hunts. So I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is, running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped her a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? Yeah. Well, that got my heart rate up. I'm so ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up? Then we get right into the night's activities. I got all the best trail snacks. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. You grab as much as you can. Your body is a temple and its priest demands offerings. Somebody's hungry, huh? I'm glad you're having such a good time with my food. You look at Stella in response, your mouth full of delicious snacks. There will be time for conversation when you're finished, but for now, you eat. You and Stella settle down on the overlook, snacks in hand, and the quiet sounds of an evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So tell me what it's like in Hathenberg. Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family? Roommates? Pets? Tell me what it's like to be Briggy. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. And I love it. It's a little cramped, the lights flicker, the toilet is constantly getting backed up because the lady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason, but it's mine. I mean, technically, I guess it's the landlady's, but I don't have to share it with anybody. It's a mess, but it's my mess. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, that's a great way to look at things. I can't imagine what it'd be like to share your place with people you don't know. Speaking of, it's gotta be wild staying with Tabby, for both of you. So, what do you do for a living? I'm actually a streamer. No way. A fellow content creator. That's awesome. I knew we had a lot in common, Briggy. What sort of streams you do? I mostly stream video games. That's cool. I'll have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? I wouldn't trade it for the world. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. It might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. What about you? What's your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it. And I'm glad I can keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Do you live alone there? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore. The Holler's a small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. Oh geez, I'm so sorry. It's okay, you didn't know. And I've done my mourning. You don't have to watch your tongue around me or anything. Life goes on. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you'd ever met. And interesting, too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something. We certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself, you see, since his family didn't have much growing up. So he learned how to hunt and trap, and got damn good at it. He always made sure I had food, and that I knew how to get it if I ever find myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with what's in this clearing, if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. As for my mom, she was a saint. She was a local vet, the lady all the farms in the country knew to call if their animal were in need of something. He was as smart as a whip, and strong to boot. Turns out pulling calves out of 1,600-pound cows all day is a great way to build muscle. But she was gentle, too. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's the reason, most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those are my parents. Huh. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club, huh? Huh. I guess we are. How are you holding up? It wasn't a quick death. It took years, to the point that it was almost a relief when it finally happened. But then it sank in that she was really gone. That I was utterly alone. And then the hospital bells started to come in, so yeah, I'm not taking it well. Yeesh. I can't even imagine how bad that must be. Just salt in the wound at that point. Whoa. That sound wasn't meant for human ears. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen. But the events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped foot in Scarlett Hallow. There's no turning back now. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. There's something terrible out there, Stella. Whatever it is, it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check it out. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak cluck calls out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds won't eat after all. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2, 3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either. So I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. Looks like it's heading north. Let's go after it. Right behind you. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown. Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Ugh. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. Just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. Must be one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of the chicken's concerns. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. Ahem. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks. She's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth underneath her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? What in the Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Verity? Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? We caught a glimpse of something earlier, and when we chased after it, it brought us here. Whatever did this to her, I think we can hear them in the trees. Put that camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer. Come out, you sons of bitches! Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on, you two. Whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Quick, they're closing in on us! You heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. This is your moment. Every pull-up you've done, every hill sprint you've ran, every meal you've eaten, all of them have led to this. I said aim the damn thing, quick! Perfect. Just grazed it, but that should make it pretty easy to track, huh, Stella? Yeah, a blood trail is pretty hard to miss. Guess you know it wasn't mountain lions after all. Though it didn't look like any cryptid I ever heard of either. This is gonna be one hell of a video. We've got to go after them while we still have the chance. Thanks for taking care of Gretchen, by the way. I can take her from here. I'll be damned if I let her chase after those things alone. Alone, you have no choice but to follow Duke, Stella, and Gretchen into the darkness. You steel your nerves and run into the unknown. As you push deeper into the woods, the unearthing sounds once again surround you. Are you trying to get us lost? Slow down! I think we're almost there. The trees are starting to thin out. Lord, that smell! The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you, Stella, and Duke stumble upon the putrid bodies of dozens of dead and dying animals. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest, and you are surrounded. They want us to leave. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have seen any of this. Oh, damn. The kid is right, Stella. They're circling us because they're trying to protect the brood. But whatever it is, they're planting in our animals. We gotta get the hell out of here while we still can. Yeah, you're right. We've got plenty of footage. As you follow Stella and Duke in a mad dash through the woods, so too do the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest. In the highest branches of trees and down on the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with your all-out sprint. Quick! My truck's down this way! You make it to the road, but the three of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. Stay back! You take a single deep breath before you're propelling yourself towards the creatures. As they recoil, you plant a firmly in the ground and throw your body towards the abomination to your right, your fist firmly connecting with a powerful haymaker. Its body feels wrong. It's as if your blow had just collided with a bag of loose organs instead of with a living creature. Caught by surprise and outmatched by your physical prowess, the creatures leap back and scatter into the woods. You're still the dominant species here, at least for now. Get in the truck and let's get the hell out of here! Do we have to take the truck back? I can just walk. Those creatures left. It'll be fine. Stella, now's not really the time! Alright, I can do this. You squeeze into Duke's tiny two-seater truck, tucking your legs on either side of the gear shift. Stella stares ahead in silence. She clutches Gretchen protectively, staring straight forward, expression blank as the truck quickly starts rumbling its way down the dirt road. What a rush. I've never gotten to fight a monster before. Good for you. Can't say my idea of fun involves running for my life from a bunch of creatures. Maybe we'll get lucky and those fists of yours will scare them off. Doesn't seem like they can put up much of a fight when push comes to shove. Hey Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease. And she lets out a self-soothing sigh. Why so glum? I thought you wanted to find cryptids. Shouldn't she be overjoyed? She doesn't respond. How she feels is her business. No need to go prying at a time like this. Let's focus on getting out of these woods before something else tries to come after us. He glances over to Stella, his hard face softening slightly. It'll just be a few more minutes. You'll be alright. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to an uneven pavement. The truck comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. Thanks for taking me home, Duke. Any time, but Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, what were those things? I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like them. But I got a ton of footage. Nothing really clear, but it's a start. Let me know if anything happens with Birdie, alright? She's gonna be fine, you hear? I better check in with Bo. He'll be worrying about me. You and your friends stay safe. Looks like those things didn't follow us, but, well, no point in talking about the buts. Just look out for yourself. Take care, Duke. Mm-hmm. And here you are. Back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? God, what a mess this night's been. Can't believe you punched one of those things. Okay, Stella. Why the hell would you ask if we would walk home? That's a fair question. I just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. We should call the cops, right? You're not from around here, but that'd just be wasting time. The police out here mean well, but they don't really do anything, you know? If anything, they just get mad at you bothering them. What do you make of everything we saw? I don't know. I haven't seen or read anything about this, although maybe. We gotta find out more about those things. The library doesn't seem open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until the morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. Let's do it. Cool, let's go. I hope she's still awake. Briggy. Jesus. You and Stella turned to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. You're finally back to where you belong. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Mrs. Forns. This is Briggy. Is it okay if we come in? You and Mrs. Forth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable, and you feel small and almost naked in her presence. There's something about her that's far beyond you, but you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes and you see only the woman before you. Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's finally nice to meet you, Briggy. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the Hollow. And now poor Pearlian is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town.
Who was that outside?
Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him.
You knew my mom?
Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth.
I never met Pearlian. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about the woman.
Ha, that's fair, child. But it seemed like the right thing to do.
How did you know that my mom died?
Oh, Pearlian was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of. Bless her heart.
We need your help.
Ah, yes. I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time.
What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I do know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? We ran into some creatures out in the woods. These things. I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Fornes. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and tilts the screen towards Sybil. Ah, one of your little videos. Where was this? Up the mountain, to the northwest. Within the town limits. Yes. I see. Is there a way to make this video bigger? And louder, if you can. I need to plug the memory card into a computer. I can go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You better come with me, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more than willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika! Come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato? And a stranger? What are you doing in my house? I was helping Stella film a video in the woods and something terrible happened. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we are wondering if we can borrow your laptop. Stella and her friends have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out here. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. There's a lot of dead and sick animals in the recording. You know, I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Briggy and I have no ideas on make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. You remain silent. Unfortunately, if these creatures are what I think they are, the two of you are embroiled in something quite sinister. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Briggy with this Talipko crap. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is cursed by fate. To see so many in one place. Sybil holds her silence. Jesus, Mom, they clearly had a rough night. They don't need this. It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Stella, whatever those things are, they aren't magic. We can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw that nest. What were those growths? Maybe they're making more of themselves. Yeah, maybe what we're seeing here is some sort of parasitic larval stage, part of their life cycle. But I don't want to jump into any conclusions about something this out there. Not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Bricky get some rest. I ran him ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay out. I'm still wired from everything that happened. Huh, okay. Maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Yanika. I'll see you. Bye, Briggy. It's excellent ice or warmed. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's get back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay tonight if you want. I should probably head back and check on Tabitha. That's sweet of you. You sure you're okay heading back up that mountain alone? Sybil said that ditchlings are harmless. I think I'll be okay. It's not far. Well, I won't stop you if you really want to go back. Here's my number. Call me when you get there, okay? And good luck. You and Stella exchange numbers. I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah. We're in this together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlett estate alone. Almost home. You made it. Your salvation in sight, you make a mad dash to the door. As you reach for the knob, the door swings open. Where the hell have you been? I called you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Do you know anyone named Wayne? I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. Hi, Tabby. Ah, so you met Stella then. And she's gotten you all worked up. Ugh, that explains everything. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm still all hyped up on adrenaline from tonight. I would love to just hang out for a little while, cool down a bit. No, I'm not going to hang out with you. It's late, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Don't do anything stupid while I'm asleep. Just go to your room and sleep. You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. As you settle into your room, you remember that Stella asked you to call her when she got back. You pull out your phone and call. Hey, how are you? You make it back all right? Yeah, I'm all right. How are you? Totally fine. I mean, as fine as I could be, I guess. You don't have to worry about me. Go get some Z's, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to somebody else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. This actually gives me Gravity Fall vibes. Oh my god. Hey. Oh boy, okay. Here, alright. That does it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Sorry I was not as chat involved. I really do want all my visual novel playthroughs to be a lot more voice acting based, because I like doing that. So again, thank you so much for joining me on this. I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Y'all have a good night, and you're safely dismissed. Bye-bye!